Hello friends, I am Sneha Savla. I am an audiologist and speech language pathologist. Welcome to Sparkling Activities. On this YouTube channel, we share different creative and innovative activities using simple and easily available household objects, and we post a video every Wednesday. So as you all can see, the object that we have selected for today's video are these different kinds of bangles. Now bangles are very easily available with us. So we are going to share some interesting activities using these bangles. So let's get started. Now the very first activity is a very simple activity and something that I'm sure we have all tried whenever we are sitting idle and we have bangles along with us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my left hand on the table supported with my elbow in this manner, and I'm going to spread my fingers. So all my fingers are spread apart. They are not touching each other in this manner, rather they are spread apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a bangle with my right hand, start placing it in every finger. So I have placed the bangle in the thumb, then I'm going to place the bangle in my index finger, then followed by, now as you all can see, if there are two bangles that come along, that means you do not have to take it, rather you have to take only one bangle. And that is why when you do this activity with thin bangles, it becomes more complicated and fun because there are two bangles that can come together. So as you all can see, what I am doing is I have placed the bangles in every finger. Now for the second round, rather than starting from the thumb, I am going to start in the reverse order. So I am going to start from the little finger, then comes my ring finger, then will come my middle finger, then my index finger and the thumb. So a very simple activity and something that looks very pretty, and it also encourages your child to keep his fingers spread apart in this manner. So this was our activity number 1. Now let's move on to activity number 2. Now for activity number 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make two different bunches of bangles. So I'm placing one bunch of bangles over here and this is the other bunch over here. Basically, I'm going to make a pattern over here and my partner has to copy the pattern. So this is a pattern copying activity which targets your visual perception. So suppose I'm making a very simple pattern over here. So suppose I have taken say 4 bangles over here. I have put these 3 bangles and the 4th one in this manner. So my partner has to concentrate, visually focus on this pattern, and he has to copy the same pattern. So if there's a difference in terms of angle of placing the bangles, that is perfectly okay. The main thing is that your exact pattern has to be copied. So this is the copying of the pattern. Now this was a very simple pattern. Now let's move on to a slightly complicated pattern where I am putting more bangles rather than just 3 or 4 bangles. So like I have used these 4 bangles over here and I am making a slightly complicated pattern. Now patterns can be as many as possible. It all depends on the level of your creativity, and it also depends whether your child will be able to copy the pattern. Now suppose this is the diamond type of pattern that I have made over here. So my partner has to visually focus on the pattern and has to copy the pattern. Now over here, as you all can see, your partner can take as much time as possible to copy the pattern in the initial period. Later on, to make it slightly more complicated, what you can do is you can increase the time duration of copying the pattern. So what you can do is you can make a complicated pattern and then increase the time duration as and when it is required. Or you can also give a target time, say of exactly 1 minute, and the pattern has to be copied in that much time. So this was a simple activity, a slightly complex pattern, but something that can be done very easily. And also what happens is, especially when you are picking up all the bangles, what you are doing is we are picking up the bangles with every single finger. So it does target your gross motor and your fine motor skills as well. So this was our activity number 2. Now let's move on to activity number 3. Now for activity number 3, I am going to use 3 different types of bangles. So this is one type of bangle that I am using. These are this is the second type, and the third type are these thin base bangles. So you can use decorated bangles, you can use different colors of bangles as per your availability. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make a three-dimensional tower using these bangles. So the first type of bangle is going to form my ground layer over here in this manner. So I have placed three bangles over here in the ground layer. Now in the second layer, what I am doing is, between the two bangles, I am placing another type of a bangle. So another design of the bangle. So the ground layer had three bangles. The second layer is going to have two bangles. And finally comes the third layer, which is going to have one bangle. So this is similar to kind of a three-dimensional tower that we make with, say, paper, glasses or cups. So again, a very simple activity and something that also helps you to sort out different types of bangles. So this bangle belongs to this set, so you can always sort out the bangles and keep them in a separate position. So this was our activity number 3. Now let's move on to activity number 4. Now for activity number 4, I am again using these thin-based bangles, and this activity is similar to our activity number 1. So in our activity number 1, I have placed my hand in this manner with my fingers spread apart. But rather than putting the bangle directly in the finger, what I am going to do is, I am going to place my right hand at a slight distance away from my left hand. And what I have to do is, I have to visually focus, concentrate, and from a distance, I have to place the bangles. And basically the bangle has to reach in any of the fingers. So what you can do is, you can have a point system to this. So suppose your bangle reaches the middle finger, the person gets more points. Suppose the bangle reaches the thumb, then the person gets less points. So again, a very simple activity. Generally we do these activities during melas and other fairs, where you have to target a particular object and you win that object. So this activity helps you in concentration and visual perception. So these were our 4 different activities for today. I hope you all liked the activities. Please go and check out our previous videos as well. So please do like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel, Sparkling Activities. I will see you all next Wednesday with more such activities. Happy playing!